I'ma go around the town, up in my way, up my shit. Niggas be making a sound. Niggas don't wish where I'm from. Ride till we making it out. Hey. Ride till we making it out. Hey. Look. Go around the town, up in my way, up my shit. Niggas be making a sound.
Yep. Cool.
Niggas don't wish where I'm from.
Yeah, this is not part of it, right? I'm faded in the motherfucker.
That's
all good.
That's it.
That's gonna be the start of it now.
That's why I was like,
I'm chilling, yo. I'm chilling. I'm really, really chilling, though.
that was part of the check. That was just
Part of the check. That's funny.
Damn.
That was the script for the check. That was the script for the check. Yo.
We're not recording.
He
right?
looked straight into the camera and said that shit, dude. Put himself on blast. Well, what's up, everybody? It's Hoser, Juice Podcast. Always with me.
It's your boy Juma.
Frankie.
And today we got the Rodriguez Show. What's up, everybody?
Hey,
Caesar
what's up?
Armando.
Chilling here in the studio.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Chilling.
Mad chilling. As you just heard.
For sure.
Thank you guys for coming out.
Yeah, of
I
course.
also wanted to do the salutes as well as even getting us on your guys' podcast. That was something really interesting for us. I wanted to say just to even reciprocate it, but also, a formal thank you on the podcast because
Oh, of course.
that was an experience, man. That was freaking really fun.
Yeah, we're just dropping that video on its own too on our YouTube too. Like,
Okay.
we've been releasing the whole episode as like an hour and a half video, but now we're dropping the interviews on their own. So
Nah, legit,
okay.
man.
I'll send you
So-
guys that link.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's cool as hell,
Yeah, we
man.
need to post that.
Yeah.
That was fun. That shit was like so professional.
Yeah, bro.
I was like,
Yeah.
man, where are we?
Yeah.
Yeah, who put together that like set you guys have in the middle of the studio?
Shout out to Hits 101 Radio, man.
Yeah, Hits 101 Radio.
Okay.
DJ Exhale, he's the owner of the station.
Yeah.
So he kind of like built it on his own.
Oh,
We bring in our own like equipment to record, but that space is all.
That
all
space is all him. All the stuff you
Oh,
see.
really?
Now, yeah.
Okay.
It's gone through a few changes, I would say, man.
Yeah.
Big shout out to him. He really made that space nice, bro.
No,
We
definitely.
go in there and it's like, all right, we're gonna work. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. You walked in there and it was just like, damn, I'm ready to work.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
I'm ready to start talking shit.
Exactly.
It's like a level of professionalism just showcased. I feel like the people, if it's an artist or even us, we're going to interview, I'm like, oh damn, I thought it was gonna be just regular kick it questions, but now I feel like I got to be A game, and it's like, there's not even an A game to answering questions. You just want to be like,
I gotta be on point.
like one of those things. So yeah.
Yeah, you guys got the TVs in the background with your logo. Like it's a nice set.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
a
yeah,
really
yeah.
nice set.
Thank you.
Yeah.
If I could ask just off the bat, how'd you even get into doing interviews to even want to do things in the OC? Because if there's one thing besides the level of like professionalism, we said, I feel like your name is a staple in Orange County. Like people
thank
know
you.
you guys for being at that level, and just even how you guys extend your support to people in and around the city. So how'd you get into it with the interviewing and everything you guys do?
Yeah, so I'll start with how the show started. So I was in college back in 2015, and my cousin, his name is DJ ADM. He worked with Hits 101 Radio and DJ Exhale like a while ago. They were even on the station that they started before that. So he had a show on there, and then one day it was like an electronic music show, and then one day his partner got sick, and he's like, oh, like because he's my cousin, so we grew up and we had like a natural chemistry. He was like, oh, come through, be a guest host on this thing. And I went over there, and that was in February of 2015. And I just really enjoyed it. And I was like, well, that'd be cool. So I started recording podcasts out of there. And then he was like, oh, we should probably do a show together. And then I was like, yeah, but I don't like electronic music. I like hip hop. So it just became hip hop. And so then we started the Rodriguez Show.
That's sick.
Yeah. And then it wasn't until like a year and a half in that we had our first ever guest that like it became like an interview thing.
Damn.
And so ever since
Real
then,
quick, just during that whole year, what were you guys discussing just amongst yourself? Like, what did you guys find interesting?
it was always going to be like, I always thought it would be cool to do like music news and discussion.
Okay.
So it was just always like the music headlines. Like it was mostly hip hop. And then eventually I started like coming up with different segments.
Okay.
Yeah. And then a couple of years in, I would say in 2017 and 2018.
I want to say like late 2017, maybe going into 2018, somewhere around there.
Mondo joined the show as a DJ. So
Yeah.
Mondo's been on the show for 6 years now.
Yeah,
Seven.
man.
Yeah.
Went on to, like 6 years, bro.
Damn.
It's a long
So, like,
fucking time.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. It was super dope, bro. At the time, if I'm correct, again, if it's around 2017, maybe a little before, I was DJing like in high school and shit. You know what I'm saying? But after that, like I started kind of getting into like beat producing. So I kind of started doing my own thing with like I don't know if you guys heard of the machine like kind of drum loop kind of thing, kind of like a drum machine, whatever you want to call it, you know. So I started making beats and stuff, and I kind of got into it. And then I met the homie Reyes. Shout out to Reyes. I just like found this guy, and like he had dropped a mixtape, and I was like, oh, he's from Santa Ana, like that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then I was like, yo, like you're a rapper, like I like your stuff, bro. I was like, hey, I like we should kick it sometime. Like I make beats. And then from there, like we just linked up one time, and then I was like, cool. And then I always knew ADM, back to ADM. I knew him back since like high school, bro. Like I don't know, like 20, maybe even like.
Man, shouts to him being
school.
the link between everything.
Yeah, for sure. Like,
that's crazy, man.
Yeah, we didn't go to high school together. Like I didn't know him like that, but I just knew him through some friends or something like that. I met him at a party or something, whatever. And
small
like,
world.
He told me he's like, oh, I DJ, you know, blah blah blah. And then from there, like I just kind of like didn't really talk to him too much or whatever, but. Fast forward to Reyes, it was like, oh, I think he hit me up or like something like that.
Yeah, because Reyes is a rapper in Santa Ana. He was a guest on our show.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then his music, he's like, oh, who produced your stuff? And it was Mondo, and then that's kind of how we met.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah. That's how. Yeah, I was like trying to find a story.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much how I got introduced to Caesar, and it was just kind of like, yo, like I make beats. We came on the show. We were guests on the show. I pretty much did like a DJ set. You know what I'm saying? So it was pretty cool to like experience that, and like same thing as I walked into the studio at Hits 101, I was like, whoa, this is freaking professional. Like, it looked cool, you know? They had all the setup and everything, and it was like my first like interview, I want to say, ever.
Okay.
So it was just like my first time talking like into a mic in front of the camera. So I was kind of like, I was nervous as fuck, I'm not gonna lie, you know? But I was just like, but we did it. I did my thing, and then it was just kind of like from there we kind of just connected.
That's cool.
Yeah, and so it was me and ADM. We were the hosts of the show for the first couple of years, and then he had to leave. So then Mondo, who had already produced the theme song for the show, I was just like, oh, he filled in a couple times, and he just seemed like a natural fit. And there's also Reyes, and so man, there's so many people that have been a part of the show now. It's just me and him, and we have a team of people that support us too. But there's so many people along the way that have like been a part of
helped out. Yeah. So it's just like it's been like. There's so much things to discuss, obviously, you know, but bro, like just coming onto the show from 2017, 18-ish, like till now is just like a growing journey. It's been really cool for me as a DJ because I feel like there's times where I don't know, like I didn't really see myself doing this kind of thing, and now I'm like, dude, this is kind of natural now, you know?
Okay,
it's tight, bro. It just became like a interesting like. It was like interest. I was like, "Oh, this is cool."
Yeah,
like, it was my first time doing it. I got interviewed, and I was like, "Yo, like, what? I'm getting recorded." Or we weren't doing recording at the time. It was audio, but still, I was kind of like, "Oh, like, how do I answer?"
Yeah, just like getting comfortable on the mic and stuff.
It's just like weird. It's kind of hard to get into it, but over the time, like just doing it over and over again, it was like, all right, no, this is cool. Like, we just do this every week now.
Now 6 years later, he's got a mic voice.
Yeah. You heard it first. Yeah.
Likewise, Caesar, I'm gonna ask, is it the same for you, or like how long did it? I would say to get comfortable on the mic, just even, and then possibly transition into even doing visuals. You know, like was it always something you felt like came natural to even then? You know what, I can even bring guests on and now have a platform to give to people.
Yeah, at first it was just like me and my homie hanging out, my cousin hanging out. But then once we started having guests, that's when it became a little more serious. Like, and at first it was just a streak to see, like, because we haven't missed an episode in the 8 years of the show on a Friday. At first we were like, well, let's see how far we can keep pushing this. Like, let's never miss a week. And
you just
then,
threw that in there. 8 years, it's consistency.
8 years consistency.
Yo, you know, there's a lot of shows on Netflix that don't get 2 seasons. Like, you know, this is the real world, bro. And I'm saying, salute to that, man. That's a big feat. You know, that's freaking legit, man.
Yeah, it's not easy. And then little by little, like first it was just a radio show, so it would air on Hits 101 radio, and then that'd be it. And then I would try to find places to post it, but we couldn't really post it. And then I started learning more about like where to publish podcasts. So then we would do the radio show on Friday, but then it would also be edited down just like the conversations into a podcast. And then, naturally I was like, the next step is video. And, the first person, we record videos here and there, like just us, but Brian to Earth, who is the lead singer and, front man of Apollo Bebop, he reached out to me after we had them on the show. And he's like, I think I could really help you with this video stuff. So he would come in and shoot the interviews. And, and then his life
just offered his services.
Exactly. Yeah. Cause he saw like the value in us, and that's what was cool about it. He saw like, oh, this is a platform that's worth, investing my time in.
Yeah.
And so he started us with the videos of the interviews. And then I was like, well, wouldn't it be cool if the whole thing was on video? And I thought of ways to do that, but it was just always interviews we record. And then eventually during the pandemic, I was like, okay, we're not doing this. We're doing the show on FaceTime. Like things are slowing down right now. Like, I need to figure out how to do the whole show on video when we get back to the studio. And that's what I spent all summer 2020 doing, just testing out different ways. And then the way that we found was like the iPhone thing, the iPhone switcher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn, that should look clutch. I was like,
I just mentioned the pandemic struggle, like, because I forget, like you said, the 8 years, and that's part of like still trying to be consistent. And we got to just stuff on Zoom now. Like, how are we gonna accommodate the show and stuff like that? Yeah. Like, if you speak on those tribulations real quick, like what else?
That was hard
during that time. Yeah,
that was tough, bro. Because
we started like fresh after, so I don't think we like ran into a lot of that.
We started right
like fresh after, like we were able to, everything was locked down. Like Andy would still, Andy would still have a couple sessions. He wasn't booking a lot of people.
Yeah, he was like only certain people allowed in the studio.
We just would have to say something if someone got sick. That was basically it.
But like, I know we started right after, so the problems of having a meetup, we never had to
Yeah, I mean, during that time, again, how many months was that? Like, how many months
it was
lockdown was
probably
that?
from March to summer that we tried. We went back in the studio, and then we didn't have any guests all summer 2020.
Also, yeah. So we didn't have guests. So guests were
changed the direction.
Well,
of the
it
show.
wasn't really we had guests like as FaceTime. As
well. Oh yeah. I never stopped doing FaceTime interviews with the guests. So,
okay.
But there was always that missing like live element.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like the way I'm saying it, like me coming in there, like just like being in my room, which at the time I was at my mom's house and I was like sharing rooms with my sister and everything. So it was kind of hard. Like sometimes they'd be opening the door, they're walking in, and I'm like trying to record. Like I didn't have a spot, And like whereas you'd go into the studio, and you go, I'd be like,
Hey, you can't even say nothing. You're just on the camera. Like,
hey, I love my sister. Shout out to my sister. I think she came. I think she might have come out in the background. One of them.
A couple times.
Yeah. She was like coming in and out. She was like, oh shit.
It was a couple times.
Yeah, for sure. No, but during that time, it was kind of hard, bro, because like it was a little like hard to be more in the zone, like as far as me like doing mixes and shit, like recording the DJ part,
right.
We do the interviews or we do our segments and then we'd go into the first break, which is like my mix. And then we like do again like another segment, then we go into my mix. But now everything was just broken down because it was all like FaceTime. And then like it was all chopped up, and I kind of want to say it was a little harder to be more creative, I would say, or just feel like you're in there with everybody, like how we are right now.
And then we had at that point it was us, and then Carlos, who was also another person that was there from like 6 months into the show. He was the third host for like years, and then Yael, who was our production assistant, who became like an assistant producer to me on the show, and he stayed on until towards the end of the 7 year. But yeah, for Carlos, like everybody's life changed during the pandemic, so for him it was tough, and that was one of those moments where it's like, damn, like Carlos was somebody that was there from like the very beginning almost, and then he had to leave the show at that point, and so that's why 2020 was hard. I think because for all of us, like he was saying, like the studio is like an escape of the week. Like, all right, we go in there and do our thing, but you can't really do that when you're at home and when you don't have your own place to get into work.
Yeah, to even dial into your creative space. Damn, man.
Yeah, it used to take me forever to edit something when I would do it at the house, but when I do it here, I can edit. I feel like it's way faster, but it's probably like only a little bit faster. But I just get more distracted when I'm editing at the house or doing any type of work at the house.
It makes sense.
I feel you. Shit. Even with your show today, he speaks on the editing. You do editing as well. So when did that like transition? Like, as far as even, I'm just gonna take control of the whole show. Like, because it started with a couple hosts. Now you guys are in your own space. You're being with the consistent side of it. Now it's like you spoke on other stuff. I want to talk about the editing first before we divulge into you even now helping other podcasts.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no. So it would always just be like, we would just record it, and then it would just be one file, like everything into one file at the very beginning. And then I was like, well, no, I want to be able to like, make it sound good and edit it myself. So then that's when that was like 2016, 17. I started a GoFundMe and I reached out to everybody and I was like, guys, I'm trying to start this production thing.
Yeah.
And so I was able to get the money to get my own like podcast mixer and like my own microphones. And that's when I started bringing those to the studio because I'd have full control of everything that was going on. And yeah, little by little, I would just get more equipment to the point where now like everything that we record with, I carry in a box and like a leather bag.
Okay.
And like I could do a podcast anywhere with that
Yeah.
stuff.
The mobile podcast.
That's crazy.
Nah, that's legit.
That's dope. What are the podcast names that you take care of?
So now last summer I started doing freelance podcasting. Even though like when I first did that GoFundMe, I recorded like shows with my friends. So for like from like 2017 to 2019, I was doing like 5 shows a week for free for people just because I wanted to.
Yeah.
So yeah,
just even gain the experience.
Polishing the skills.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so that experience led me to like last year. I had a full-time job that I worked the whole time I was doing these shows. And I was like, okay,
That's crazy,
do I want to
dude.
end up like I managed a store, and I was like, do I want to end up at this place forever, or do I want to like fully commit to this podcasting? So the Monday after we did our 7-year anniversary party last year, I quit that job, and I was like, I'm gonna pursue podcasting full time. And in the summer, that's when I started freelancing, and I mean, I still have another job right now to help pay the bills, but like that's my life now. Like I record for five other podcasts, and it's every week we're releasing episodes.
That's cool. That's cool, man.
Dude, that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So what are their names?
So there's one called 2 Cents. These 2 girls, Jazz and Les from LA. And then there's another one called The 30s. My friends, they record the 2 Cents one. They send me the files. The 30s, there's these guys talking about being 30 and just they're more into like the comedy aspect of it.
Right.
So they talk more about that stuff. There's I Don't Know, which is like a dating podcast. What else? I also do one called Sunday School, which airs on Hits 101 Radio as well on Sundays.
Okay.
And
Shout
I
out
record
Sunday
there.
School.
Yeah, shout out Sunday School. And then Our Raw Opinions, which is a show that they interview people. They have their own setup in their garage in Mission Viejo. I go out there.
Oh,
And,
wow.
yeah, they just interviewed the main detective.
Podcast is on the go.
Yeah.
The bag is mobile, right?
You
see the black bag,
And I also do one at
city
home with my
near
wife
you,
too.
like, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, me and my wife, we do a podcast called Carla and Caesar's Modern Life, and we talk about our lives, but then we go into like who is the asshole scenarios in our show. We do 3 of those every week. So me and her doing that, and we have a YouTube channel where we do music reactions. So just so many different things.
Yeah, bro.
busy,
You're
bro.
packed.
Yeah.
He said, I'm going to go for it. And you really went for it, dog.
You
That's
went
cool,
in.
though. At least you're keeping yourself more than busy and keeping yourself
Yeah.
occupied, you know?
Yeah, I
For
mean,
real,
and
bro.
at the end of the day, like when I used to work that full-time job, I'd be like so stressed out about that job. And now, like a year and a half later, almost, I'm like, hey, I've had busy ass days, but I've never been as stressed out as I was at that job because I'm doing what I love,
Right.
Mm.
So yeah, that's where I'm at.
All these shows and he ain't stressed. I was stressed. Let's do it. I was like,
Yeah, dude.
that's a lot.
Or even just being at your primary job and just worrying about the podcast while you're doing some job that you don't give a fuck about,
Yeah, and that's the cool thing about where I work. I'm not gonna say where I work, but it's like a thrift store, and they're like really chill. So, and it's like if you just do the work, like I'm not the manager, so I just go out there for 4 or 5 hours, or it's close to my house, and I just kind of tune everything out. I kind of relax at the job because it's a simple job to do, and I'm like, well, I have to pay the bills, so I can't be worried about I have to edit this later. You know?
Yeah.
Right.
Nah, I feel you.
That's
Mondo, I
crazy.
wanted to ask, bro, just a little bit about your background, into, like, getting into DJing. Just maybe a little bit about your influences and what made you want to do it. And, like, you said DJing in high school. Like, were you doing house parties and things like that? Or, like, just even, everything your lead up to be a DJ on the show?
Oh, word. Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, it started around like middle school, like freshman year in high school kind of thing. My uncles have always been like DJs and, like in the family, not a lot of them, or just not even uncles, like family friends kind of deal. And then
Parties a lot at your house?
What was that?
Were the parties a lot at your house?
No.
Close family?
I have a lot of
Okay.
family out in the valley, in
Okay.
the San Fernando Valley. Shout out LA,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
They used to throw all the parties out there. We go
Legit.
like almost every other weekend, if not a few weekends. you know?
Yeah.
And I always just like to be near the music kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So it was always just like that you could hear the loudspeakers because my uncles had like these big old speakers and everything, and their friends had big old speakers with all the lights or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, and it was just like the family. Even if it was a baptism, bro, like they'd pull up with a, but you know what it is, like, yeah. So
The baby's on
the baby's asleep, but it's really about everybody. The whole
Anything
family
to
turning
celebrate,
up.
huh?
Yeah, for sure. So they were always
Say this party. This is
celebrating.
my party.
Yeah, shout out to my family. And at the time, it was more like it wasn't like turntables or anything. It was more like sonideros. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that.
No, I'm not.
It's more like, I mean, it's still DJing, right? But you see this a lot in Mexico, which actually now they use more of like controllers and like, you know, little like DJ setups. But it used to be kind of more like popping your CDs in and just pressing play and shit, you know? And then, like I would
So
just
like
look
having
down.
personal mixes?
Kind of. I mean,
okay.
you look through your CD and you play
Yeah.
one song. I don't know if they'd really mix it in. They probably played it on the next song or whatever.
Okay,
but
okay.
all you hear is the subs going or whatever. But yeah, man, ever since a kid, I kind of just been around music, I feel like. And then later on, like I'm saying in high school, shout out to Tom Cat, again, out in the Valley. He was always like spinning, and I saw like turntables. I didn't know what they were. So it was just kind of tight to see that. And then he kind of like just showed me what he was doing or whatever. And then like later on throughout the time, I told my dad, I was like, dude, I want to DJ. Like, I think I want to DJ. So point is, my dad helped me get my first DJ set, bro.
Damn.
Yeah, that was sick. From
That's
him.
supportive,
So,
yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
from
hell
Tom.
yeah.
So Tom was like, yo, like I'll sell you this. Yeah, I think he sold it for hella cheap, bro. And these are like nice ass turntables, you know? Used as fuck, but really nice. And yeah, man, I took it from there, bro. Like I didn't really use them for like 3-4 years, but I was like, I want to be a DJ. You know what I'm saying? I want to be a DJ. I didn't use them throughout high school. And then I think like sophomore, like junior year, I think I finally got like the Serato. I think Craigslist or eBay or some shit. I finally got the Serato, like a used Serato thing. I went half on it with my homie, and then like. Yeah, I just kind of like started just playing music. Didn't really learn how to DJ. I just would press play and kind of whatever. And then over time, bro, I just kind of like just loved it, you know? And I think like senior year in high school, I got like a few gigs or whatever. Just homie house parties.
Yeah.
I think we had like a senior ditch day and shit. And then like I also had a house party and it was tight.
That's hard.
Yeah.
What high school?
I went to shout out Tustin High. You know, I'm from Tustin, California.
Okay,
so.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, bro. So from
I
there,
never
dude-
heard of Tesla popping off. Nah,
Shout out Tustin.
Yeah, Tustin, yeah, it's overlooked. You know what I'm saying? It's Santa Ana, whatever. They're like, oh, Santa Ana, Tustin? Yeah, it's by
Yeah.
Santa Ana. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, shit. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Shout out Tustin. But yeah, man, like high school, like I was always into music, and then I DJ'd at a few house parties. I was obviously getting better because I would practice at the homie's garage and shit. We had a little turntable set up there, and just, you know,
To even have access to practice, because I know it's loud.
yeah.
Like, it's like one thing with drums. Like you can have a drum set, but you can't just be practicing it all the time.
Yeah, you gotta have.
It's
yeah.
not something that's just accessible. Like go
Yeah.
kicking the ball. You know.
Yeah. So yeah,
that's-
we'd pull up at the homie's garage because I couldn't have it at my parents' house at the time.
Damn.
You know, and yeah, we just jam out there, and it was cool, bro. So over time, it just like became a love, you know, like
Yeah.
a passion, really.
That's
And
legit.
then yeah, in college, I think I got more of a setup and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like I started acquiring more equipment and shit, and just learning like different techniques on DJing, bro. And I just kind of fell in love with it, bro. Just,
A lot of scratching. Do you scratch?
like I try, bro. I'm not the best scratcher. I'm not gonna front. I love it. It's
Yeah.
dope. Shout out to the people that can do it.
Yeah.
I'm more of a mixer. I'm not gonna front.
Okay.
But I try to do my thing here. And
Nah,
there. Yeah,
that's
scratching.
cool, man. That's
Yeah,
cool.
it's good, man.
Yeah.
You're a good scratcher.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks, dog. I appreciate it. I'm always hard on myself for sure. That's one
No,
thing, dog.
definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, man, like fast forward again, like I started like doing the beat making or whatever, came into this, and just from that, bro, just from literally as a kid, like just growing up around music. Because I could DJ some cumbias, I can do some corridos, bro. I can
Word.
whatever you guys need, bro. Hire me at
Yeah.
the next party, dog.
Nah,
Hit me up.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, man, it's just the love for music. I like all types of music.
Uh-huh.
You know, I'll DJ hip hop. This is what we do. I'll throw in some pop in there.
Yeah.
A lot of edits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Some funk with some hip hop, whatever it may be.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just the passion,
Hello.
dog.
Who's your top 3 artists?
Top 3 artists. This is hard for me, bro, because it's so much, dog.
I know you're a DJ. You got to all of them.
Yeah.
Right now,
Yeah. You know?
off the top, right now, he's not my number. This is not like number 1, number 2, number 3. Larry June,
Mm.
very very dope because he's super chill with it. You know what I'm saying? So I always fuck with his music. Damn, I was gonna say it real quick, but
It's all good.
no, for sure,
It's all good,
Larry
dude.
June, for sure, Larry June. All right, I'm gonna do Kendrick, right? Only because he's freaking just versatile all around. And if I'm gonna go with like this is like not even hip hop, dude. This is B Wave.
B-Way.
He's a house DJ.
Okay.
House.
He produces a lot of good music, and yeah, I'm into a lot of different type of things, bro.
I
If
feel
you want
that.
to talk corrido, I'll give him a top 3 too.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Nah. I'm just kidding. This is a hip hop show.
No Chalino Sanchez.
No, just kidding. Shout out to Screezy.
He does corridos in a sense, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest, I wish I could differentiate it. You know, like I'm not too well versed when it's like corridos or like
Banda.
or banda or
They like
you know,
banda, yeah.
or just like I wish I could differentiate it, but that should be sounding groovy to me. You know,
It's
A lot
tight,
of
bro.
stuff
It's
is
really in
groovy.
right now. I'm not gonna front. Like at first, I was not so into it. Again, I would play it at parties and stuff, but it wasn't my favorite.
Mhm.
You know?
Right.
But over time, especially with my brother and shit, like he'd show me. Like he's younger than me. He's 21, and at the time he was like 19, 18, and he was showing me all this type of different music, and I was like, this is whack, you know. But then like over the years, I've grown up and like even more open to different types of sounds. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just like, all right, I like it now, and I be bumping it. I don't play this, you know. But,
Nah, that's cool.
yeah.
That's good.
She's like, what are they saying? I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know. This shit go hard though.
Caesar, I want to ask, how would you say the layout for your show is? Like, just even coming up with, like, you know, how you guys do your show specifically. Like, just how'd you guys come up with the like, you know,
the format.
Yeah, the whole format. Yeah, that's the word I was coming for.
Yeah, so because it was always it's always a radio show first. That's how it started. So we'd
Okay.
have to incorporate like it being like a radio fast-paced thing. So it would always now it starts with a mix. So at Mondo we do like a little introduction on Rodriguez show, like how was our week, blah blah, and then we get into 20 minutes of mixing with Mondo. Then we come back and then we talk about the latest headlines. And then some of the segments that were created, like Reyes created this segment when he was on the show. He was on there for a while.
Yes,
It's called What's Poppin', and that's where we talk about what's going on in Orange County, like different events.
Yeah.
Right.
And then he also came up with Top Tracks of the Week, which is something we share our favorite track of the week, which gives us an opportunity to like talk about specific artists that we want to. And then
So now, when you guys talk about specific artists, is it just Orange County based, or is it just like all around?
It's all around. It could be an Orange County based artist. It can be again, so, like I'm saying, like even though we're a more hip hop type of show,
Right.
we'll still bring in, you know, again, a house song or
Right,
whatever,
right,
or a
right.
funk song, a pop song, a soul song. Well, because it's like what we're listening to that week, but we're really like, oh, bro, I've been like thinking with this song. I've been like, you know, I really can relate to this song, or just in general, bro, I'm vibing with this song. I'll play some Key Glock, like, oh, yo, like I like this, you know?
Yeah.
And he'll play like some Tame Impala, or he'll
Yeah,
play,
yeah.
what was that one artist?
LCD.
No, not LCD. Well, LCD Sound System, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, because like usually Mondo mixes, so that's the opportunity where I don't have to play something that goes into his mix. It'd be anything.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. We also do the TGIF, which is like we play 3 songs from a new project from an artist. And so that sometimes we do locally, like like Eric Young drops a new album, we'll play 3 of his tracks to highlight it.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, because
That's
it's always
dope.
been about like supporting other
Yeah,
people.
see,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're on the same type of time.
Yeah.
Man. People in the juice are trying to give you a showcase. So like,
Yeah.
I'm glad y'all doing that.
For
'cause
sure, yeah.
I know people sometimes they just need the smallest support, like somebody showing, like, you know what, just to even review, like,
Yeah.
you don't gotta like my stuff,
Yeah.
just give it a listen, you know.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah,
legit,
yeah.
man.
That's again like what he's saying. We try to do that every time. Like again, like we'll have our, you know, of course, like the mainstream artists or whatever it may be, or underground artists that we listen to. But when it comes to the county or around here, it's like, all right, like what are they dropping? Like I'd be on my Instagram, bro, like just looking around like the different profiles, like all right, what are they dropping? Because
Yeah.
you know, Instagram nowadays, the algorithm, if it's not going, if you haven't liked something, like they're not gonna pop up.
Yeah.
So you have to actually dig.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, we try to do that, bro, which is why TGIF has been a thing
But the thing about Mondo too, to his credit, is that because he's always like listening to what everybody in here and beyond is like playing, he'll include like in his mix, he'll add in a track by an artist that we know from Orange County.
Okay.
So it doesn't even have to get to the point where we're gonna highlight them. It's like just naturally we put them in the playlist because. Initially at first when I would interview artists, I listen to their music, I'd be like, oh, this is good, but I don't know, like if I would listen to this on the regular. That was in the beginning. But as we've seen these artists grow, like I would say like I would say I listen to a good amount of people that I know's music, like Homie Specs and stuff like that. Like that's something that naturally I just want to listen to it. It's not just, oh, I met him on the show, I have to listen to it. It's like, no, that shit's hard. I want to listen to it all the time.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, bro.
So how do you think of like placing the track when it comes to like OC artists when you're talking about putting them in between? Like, do you like place them like this artist sound good with him?
Yeah.
Or is it like
so there's two ways I do it. A lot of the times, if anything, 90% of the time, 95% of the time, I wing this shit, bro. I'm not gonna front. I'm not gonna front, bro. One thing I do,
it's cool, bro.
One thing I do though is I do like research the music. Like I do download music on the daily, or at least every other day, every 3 days.
Yeah.
And then by the time it comes to the show, there is weeks though where it's like I'm running a little, life or whatever, work. And I'm like, damn, bro, I don't have music. So I'm like rushing on Tuesday, I'm like trying to like find music. But yeah, bro, like I just kind of sometimes wing it. Like if I hear the song and I'm playing, I don't know, some Gucci Mane or whatever, some Migos, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And then I kind of like, I'll play it in my laptop and then I kind of like listen to it. I'll always like, I'll cue it up and I'm like, oh, does it
You're
match?
saying winging it, but to me, that's like trusting your ear.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I trust my ear.
my mom in the kitchen.
Okay. Yeah.
Like she gets certain ingredients.
Yeah.
She's just putting stuff together with limited limited supply.
Mm-hmm.
But she's winging it ultimately to put this dish together. But it's trusting in what she knows. So ultimately, it's like you trusting in your ear and your knowledge from like previously.
For sure.
Yeah, that's sick, man.
And thanks, bro. I never thought about it like that. Yeah,
because you said winging it until you said, you know what? I think this is like the same realm of Gucci and this artist.
Mm-hmm.
That's not necessarily winging it. Like that's more or less like
just listening.
That is like a lens to like. I feel like music is subjective.
Yeah.
Until it belongs around something else. Like when somebody switches a song good in a party or in an event, bro. Like that just meshed together well. Bro. It can go from like, I don't know, bro, that famous Spanish song like "Sabe" to like a hip hop to a hip hop song right after, and it just fits like.
No,
two different,
Yeah, and
shit like that.
That's exactly.
I could be like that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I kind of do. Yeah, I guess I just trust my ear. But yeah, whenever like an artist drop, they can drop like a more soulful, again, like kind of funky song. Some of them drop more of electric songs or like poppy songs. And then again, we have the hip hop artists, and whatever blends, bro. Like you're saying, like I'll be doing like a hard beat, and then like. Even if I just echo it out real quick and it'll just like somehow fit in,
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of just do that. Sometimes I do plan it out though, like, oh, the melody goes with this beat.
Okay.
Or just the drum loop and then the melody will like, complement it.
Yeah, that's way more technical. I'm just like, this is
Right.
sound good.
Yeah.
I get you. That's cool, man.
At the end, as long as it sounds tight to me,
there's technicalities.
As long as it sounds tight to me, I'm gonna, play it. As long
And
as
it's a
people are
vibe.
vibing with it.
And it never sounds like he's winging it. Like if you watch the videos, we put up a mix of his video every week, so it's always like a smooth 20-minute mix or 40 minutes. Yeah, it's like always like, oh shit, like that was fire. It's like, oh dang, let's do that together.
Those all things, bro. I just winged that shit.
I'm like, for real?
He's all, bro, this is Pandora.
That'd be crazy. Yo, that's sick. I wanted to ask about the other side. You guys just don't do the inside recording. You guys be at media events, That's another thing.
Yeah.
We can't downplay wanting to get out there besides just even being on the inside. It's seeing the talent up close and personal, So
it's making an appearance is important.
Yeah, making appearances in the city. When did you guys start doing that?
I mean, we've done it like the whole time, like here and there. I don't really like to go out and socialize like that because it's like. But I've learned to like it over the years because it's like part of it. Like you want to connect with real people, but I don't know. Like it's just sometimes like people will just come at you and they're like, all right, when am I going to be on the show? And it's like, hey man, I'm just here to like enjoy the moment of like this event.
Yeah.
And when I'm there to do interviews and stuff, like let's talk about that. But when I'm there to just see my friend Rocky Angelini perform or some shit, like just trying to go see that, you know?
Because
I'm a fan of the music.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, dude. Just
We were at Bottoms Up the other day, and suppose we were like asking us for episodes.
We're like, bro, we can't.
There's a lot for you to do. There's a lot for you to do around here, bro. Go talk to somebody.
Do I have the microphone?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Get back to me tomorrow.
You could have genuinely reached out if you wanted that. You know, you didn't have to see me and like.
Ambush.
If you don't see Caesar with his podcast bag, don't talk.
If you see him with his leather bag, pull up on him. He'll record you right then and there.
Just gotta make sure you're paying.
Yeah. Even on that side of like going in and popping out and doing media coverage, how is it compared to doing on the inside when you're doing face to face with guests compared to when you do the FaceTime videos? Are like artists tend to be different? Do you approach differently with just even type of questioning you do, or how is it for you? Just like your experience as well, just even dealing with artists out there, you know, rappers be full of themselves, you know, so you gotta kind of like tend to them that day, bro. You know, like he's like, okay,
it's
you know,
about
so,
you right now.
yeah, you know, it's about you.
You got
guys.
15 minutes
you
for
do
the camera
that.
turns
It is
off.
about them, you know. So,
Well, usually at those events, like I don't know who I'm gonna see. So like even if I see a lineup, I'm like, oh, this person's gonna be there. I don't really plan until I'm like, okay, I see them over there. They might come over here. I got to think of what I'm gonna ask them.
okay,
As opposed to like when we have somebody scheduled to come in, like obviously I think of it beforehand. I write the
with the
questions
segments and everything.
out. But when it's like one of those media events, it's like, all right, well, let's just see what happens.
Yeah.
And I haven't really, we've
Raw
done
footage.
Yeah, and we haven't really done like I've done one event where I had a place to sit down and interview people, but like I usually just walk around and do like vlogs. So I'm like talking to somebody.
Okay.
I did that at the East End Block Party last year, and then at the Cool Lab Festival later that summer too. And it's cool because it's more like we're outside together, and it's way different than sitting down in the studio because I'm so used to it. Like sitting down in the studio, like I don't know, like how to better say it. I could do this shit with my eyes closed at this point. Like it's so like
it's second nature.
never get nervous anymore about it.
Yeah.
But over there, it's like, oh shit, like we're outside, we don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, people are watching.
People are walking by.
They're like, "Oh, what's this?"
Yeah,
Actually, live.
Honestly, be like, bro, keep walking.
People walking in front of the shop.
They're just like, they're like, bro.
Shit like that. Or like the
Fuck,
quality
man.
of sound, bro. Like, is this even translating well? You know, like,
It's windy right now.
I try to replicate that as much as I can. Like when I do the vlogs, I have my headphones on with the recorder, so I'm like listening as if I'm in the studio, and I make sure because that's the thing I don't want to do is I don't want to go out there and make a cool looking video, but if it sounds shitty, who's gonna listen to it?
Right.
Exactly.
They'll tune out right away.
Exactly. Dude. Makes you just want to throw it all away.
Yeah.
Nah, we'd be like that with Isaac too. Isaac's like, "You guys sure you want to post?" I'm like, "Bro, we're not throwing this away, dog. This was our only fucking promo, Isaac. Nah, don't post it, bro. I have to post it."
Just at that stage.
I'm like, "Nah, I'll just write on the description what we said in the video."
Captions for the whole thing. He said, "Read the bio. Read the bio."
What do you say? Read the bio.
But please read the title.
I know you guys are not rappers, but this is something I like to ask them. If like, imagine the scenario, okay? Imagine the scenario. If you had like a last meal, but not a last meal, you know, prior to Electric Chair, they said you get one last album to listen to. What would you guys each choose?
One album.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta make sure it has no skips.
Yeah, no, it's something you gotta get through that, you know.
That's a good one. Wow. We're going to be here all night.
Damn,
You
I have
know?
two in my head right now.
Okay.
Two?
You want to go yours first?
I
I know it's only one.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, first.
Either or.
Okay.
What do you?
It'll be
what's-
cool to
what's the
even hear the
debate?
toss up.
What's the debate?
My
in your head?
debate is going to be between Yeezus and Late Registration.
Okay.
Because Yeezus, I liked what it accomplished within the 10 tracks, but there's one or two that I'll skip. But Late Registration,
Crazy.
perfect all the way
What's your
through.
last album? Are you gonna skip on your last album?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
But I think Yeezus because it's like overall, like I just really like that one. So it would be that one because I'd go out with Bound 2 and then
Yeah.
all right, I'm dead.
Yeah, he has the outro too. He has the Gaza. No, that means you're picking the songs. You're not even playing it from top to bottom. You'd rather pick out the songs as you play them?
No, I mean, no. For the easiest, that would be Bounty's the last one, right?
Bounce
So-
is the last? Okay, for
yeah,
sure.
so I would just play that out till the end.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Legit.
Yeah.
What about you, Mondo?
He's got his outro plan too.
That's hard, bro. 2 albums. This is albums, right? Not mixtapes. Not
Eat
mixtapes.
anything, dude.
Anything.
If they said you get one
Anything.
last listen, you know.
Damn, mixed.
But it just has to be one project.
Like
Nah,
one-
mix-
one-
nah, we'll do albums because if we do mixtape, that's gonna
Say,
go
let-
down a whole.
let me-
Open the whole nother-
Wait a minute.
Hey, let me mix. Let me mix real quick. Let me mix my own shit.
Yeah.
Mixed his last
let me
album.
get the turntables from my
Yeah,
last
yeah.
album.
Let me get my tables real quick.
Guys, I'm gonna make an hour mix.
Okay. I have. All right. I'm gonna go with Good Kid, Mad City, man.
Oh shit!
That's definitely a non-skip for me. Like it always has been. Still have the whole album on my freaking phone, but it's just the way. I mean, you guys know. I mean,
Yeah.
if you guys love it. If you guys don't love it, I mean, I don't know if it wasn't for you. I don't know what happened. But that album is
that's
top
how I
tier.
argue that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have
I
that
feel
shit
argue.
in vinyl, bro. Like
Yeah.
that shit
Yeah,
is,
that's dope.
yeah, it's one of my favorite albums for sure because during that time, like those beats, that like the lyrics, like it was cool, bro. Like that was a good time in high school, dude.
Hell yeah.
It was like even till then, I'm still like it just takes me back to those times and it's
Hell
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
relatable.
Hella
now,
nostalgic,
you know?
yeah.
So that's one. If I'm gonna do a 2, I'm gonna just throw in the Notorious B.I.G.
Okay.
Sounds fire.
Yeah, that one's just like
Which one? Which album?
when he's the baby.
Oh,
Ready to die.
Ready to
to
die.
Die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that shit.
That's
Ready
active.
to die.
That's
That,
active.
that one's a non-skip for me too. I have that one
Yeah,
on my
yeah,
phone
yeah.
as well.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm a big Biggie fan. for
Yeah,
sure.
Nah, there's some good albums.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
are.
legit.
So just,
Legit. I'm not mad at
based
you.
off that answer, then you have Biggie over Pac. Then I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'm not gonna front. I'm from
All right.
I'm from here, from the West Coast.
Yeah,
I love Tupac. Dope as fuck too. You know,
yeah.
nothing against Tupac, but I've always been like a bigger Biggie fan for sure. It's just the style.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
Biggie style is
I guess
crazy.
Yeah, it's like the East Coast.
Yeah, it's the
East Coast style.
cadences. It's
Even
the
till now.
cadences, dude.
Even till now, like when I look up music, I always tap into Two Dope Boys. You guys know Two Dope Boys or no? I don't know. It's a music blog.
Okay.
They always like all the new music from like Griselda to like whatever it may be. Joey Badass dropping new shit.
Yeah.
And all the East Coast artists, bro. Like, it's super
Okay.
dope. I always tap into the East Coast for sure.
For sure.
So
Oh, you just put me on.
I'd have to go with Tupac for myself,
Yeah.
just because for me,
he's going against the grain.
Their own team.
I just because for me, like hip hop is about how it makes you feel and the
Yeah.
attitude that comes with it. So I feel like Tupac brings that attitude. Like it makes me
100%.
feel more like a badass, even though I still like it's probably a close second. Like it's not like Biggie's far behind that. Yeah,
Nah, definitely.
I feel like they both can make you feel that way.
Yeah.
it's true.
Biggie wants to make you sell drugs, and Tupac makes you want to shoot people.
But he, I mean, man, like yes, man, shit.
Shit crazy out here, bro.
Biggie's like, I'll kick your baby.
Oh man, shit, that's so true. Damn,
It's true.
it's true. Though.
That is true.
dude.
It's
He's
true.
saying-
Straight to it. He's like in your face.
Shit.
All the kids, who's that? Fuck out of here. Call me Big Papa.
That's good. Man. That's good. Thank you guys.
Have you guys thrown any shows? You guys did a show with 200, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we've done shows like we did.
Man,
We did so many shows.
it.
We did our 3-year anniversary, which was the first time we ever did like a big public event. And that one, Mondo was there. He wasn't part of the show permanently yet, but we went to GCS in downtown Santa Ana.
Oh, okay.
They let us, throw our show there.
It's right around
We-
the corner right here.
Yeah. We reached
What is that?
GCS.
Yeah. What is that about?
Oh, it's like what are they sell art supplies and it's like
Art-
they sell clothing too.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's right by like where is it? Like the other side of the Frida.
Right
Oh,
down-
Yoast. We're in the Yoast parking lot. There's like shops right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was our first event that we did there. We reached out to everybody that had been on the show up to that point, and we're like, oh, some people will probably say no, and everybody said yes. So we had 25 artists in that day in the 3 hours.
25
point.
That's crazy.
Yo.
And I was just like, all right, next one.
Yo.
That's what I went to that first show. I remember that. 25. That was like
That whole
crazy.
festival.
Yeah, and then,
At
pretty much.
GCS? That's
GCS.
crazy.
Yeah, and the store was packed, and then outside was packed too.
Outside.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
Man.
And then,
Man, you guys remember some of the artists? There was a lot.
Oh yeah, it was.
There was a stack. Well, for sure, shout out. That's why I got to play. Shout out Taj Akel, and then shout out Reyes again. They performed together that time, right? Oh no,
Yeah.
they performed.
They
Separately.
performed together. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Together.
What year was this in?
This is 2017.
17. Yeah.
And we had Hippie C, we had Pretty Papes, we had Kid Vista,
Mm-hmm.
we had Arthur Caves,
Arthur Caves,
Specs,
Eddie
was there.
Rotten.
Yeah, Eddie
Damn,
Rotten,
Kid
Eric Young. Basically anybody that we're still
Around,
homies with.
yeah.
Yeah, it was like so many people.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then after that we started doing like less people on the shows.
Right.
What was the one we did after that? We did a 3-year, and we took a year off because I got married that following year. And then we were gonna do a 5-year, which we would have had an amazing lineup. I don't even want to talk about the lineup. We announced the lineup, and then that was 2020, so we could never do that show. To the point where some of the artists on that lineup, like we couldn't afford them anymore after because
Right.
their level went way higher up to that.
Yeah.
Damn.
And so
That's-
and then we did our 7-year anniversary last year, and then we did a Halloween show last year. Oh, and then we did the True 100 in the summer.
The True 100 in the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But every time we try to push it further, and so we're always trying to do something different.
Right. Dang, so what's the next show for you guys? Any show this year?
Yeah, we're hoping to do a couple shows this year. The first one, we haven't locked in anything in terms of dates or anything, but we always try to celebrate the anniversaries.
Right.
So April 15th is our 8-year anniversary. So something in late April we'll probably do.
Damn.
Yeah.
Still a party.
Yeah, shout out to that, man.
Hey, we
Yeah.
might.
Still
I don't know.
party.
We might.
We're talking about it.
Yeah. Yeah. We're trying to see. Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah, he's like, we're not trying to leak nothing.
Well, you know, the thing is, I don't like when people are like, anybody, like this is anybody artists out there, they're like, all right, it's coming, and then it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Right.
And I feel like bad. And then that's why I don't like to, like, even when there's a guest, I don't announce them until after we recorded, because I don't like the feeling of like letting people down in that sense, because I don't like to get my hopes up for shit.
For
Like,
Yeah.
Right.
how many times have you heard Travis Scott say, okay, Utopia's coming, and it hasn't come out yet? You know?
Where's the detox, Dre? What the fuck? Jeez.
Damn. I feel that way. We don't announce guys either. We're like, nah.
Yeah.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Pretty much, bro.
That's who we're rocking with this week.
Yeah.
Damn.
Excuse me.
How you guys go about even picking out your guests?
Well, at first we would have like in our website people could submit, and we still get submissions, but we just pick whoever we like know that, or like I reach out to people. I'm always like looking for new artists. So like even with you guys, I saw your Instagram, I liked your stuff. I just reached out and like we made it happen.
Right.
So yeah, we both pitch guests. Like Mondo will be at an event, and like Meñito, right? Where
Right.
he's a DJ.
Yeah, shout out to Meñito, yeah, for sure. So it's kind of like basically we give everybody a chance for show. Like, well, of course, we're going to listen to your guys' submissions, whatever it may be. But in reality, like, we like to put out not only what we like, but kind of what we think other people are going to like as well, because it does reflect us.
Right.
Of course, everybody's an artist. Everybody does their thing, but and a lot of people do bring certain things to the table, or they're like driving their thing. But I mean, some people, I don't know, it's just it's not our fit. So like we just,
I get it. We've been bamboozled too, dog.
we're not.
We
just,
got before.
we're just not trying to put out like we put out like
Right. Yeah. Yeah, we're trying to put out good shit.
Good shit.
At the end of the day, you are telling your audience like you should go listen to.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah,
It's
bro.
like, good, check this out. This artist, though, they're putting in work. It could be someone that's not even doing really much. They
Right.
might have their first show coming up, and it's like, whoa, well, check it out. Like, look how they're doing. their thing.
Yeah.
They're a freaking artist that we like.
Yeah. We have the similar things, and sometimes the artist is like not there yet, but they're like so genuine as a person. It's just like, yeah, fuck it. Like it don't matter if you're just on SoundCloud. Like
it's very easy to push them too.
Yeah.
So when it's someone like that, like I don't have to force liking you.
Yeah,
for real.
You want people that you like.
Yeah,
For sure. Even I like to be the person that interviews them first too, because then you're like, oh, I found somebody people haven't found yet. Like this person's dope.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, this is my first podcast, and we're like, what?
Yeah.
For real?
That's funny. Sometimes you could even tell.
Yeah, they come in all
Like, as soon
weird.
as they walk in, they're just so like.
They're like so natural.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like a lot of artists are just like expecting us to be in a garage. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, you guys are in an actual building. Like, and then they walk down there here and they're like,
it's kind of like
where are you guys taking me? You know? Like, we come in here and it's like professionalism, you know, whether it's like on a different scale or not. Like, you know, we're about this every week.
Yeah, and I feel like that's like you saying professionalism. I feel like we look into that as well. You know, like if you carry yourself well enough, you know, well, again, like we're saying, we'll give you the chance and we bring you guys on. And then even if it's not, you know, it could not be the greatest song or whatever, but like you're doing your thing, the next song could be better. The next song could be even better. And I feel like that's how people get a push as well. Like people out here, they're like, oh, dude, like this is tight. Like I'm on like it's a platform and other people look around and they're like, that's tight. You know, like people are actually being artists and they do their thing.
Yeah. And as much as like we try to like, you know, as hip hop is a certain way, like the way we're presenting ourselves, like we are just us and we're like positive people. So like we try to steer the show into that direction as opposed to like, let's get somebody here that's going to talk shit, create like clickbait for us, you know? And that seems to be like, sometimes like, that's why some artists like, I'm not going to have on just because they're not looking for like a genuine talk about their artistry.
Yeah. They're just here to promote.
Or even if you're promoting something you really care about, that's cool. But it's like, I'm not looking for like a fight or anything with somebody.
Right.
And even I don't know how you guys feel about this, but like for us, like I listen to the music because I personally believe that if you're not black, you shouldn't say the N-word. And that's something that a lot of rappers do here. And I just don't believe in that. So I can't promote that on my show.
I get that.
And I've confronted people once or twice, like even then, because I was like, wait, where did that come from, dude? Like, what do you, and it's not pleasant to do that. So I just, you know, stay away from that, you know?
Right.
Because at the end of the day, like it reflects who we are and our values. So that's the line I can draw. Like talk about whatever you want, but there's a line here.
Right.
Yeah. Dang. We feel that. Yeah. Well, honestly, a lot of the artists that we come on, don't say that word, but that's just like their thing. Yeah. We kind of leave it as it is, you know, like that's their music. Like, yeah, we're here to like promote them and help them out, show them shine. I mean, a lot of people that put out music like that really aren't that person. So I don't know why they're trying to portray different personas, you know, but like, I mean, it's just weird.
Yeah, it's just the art nowadays, bro. Like, it's just, people see it as just like, again, it's music they see it as it is an art, you know what I'm saying? But they're like, whatever, I can do whatever because it's an art, blah, blah, blah. I can say this, I can say that. They hang around with certain people that make them think that, all right, I can say this or whatever.
Right. So,
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, and I get it. Like it's like where you come from or whatever. It's just that I can't like support it. And yeah, it's just about finding the right people that are gonna like, you know.
Yeah, ultimately represent, like it just represents you guys as well.
Yeah.
And they could be like, well, I found this guy for you. Like you must stand for everything he stands for, type of thing. So now I get that completely.
And that's obviously not the case every time. Like not every artist you have on here you're gonna agree with 100% with everything they say, but there's got to be some common ground there.
Definitely.
Dang. This has been a great talk, dude.
Definitely. Appreciate the insight, guys, on everything. Backstory on you guys' come up and what you guys got going on now. You feel me? Yeah. Really appreciate that.
Can you let the people know where they can find you for your services, Caesar?
Oh, yeah. For me, for my podcasting, you can hit me up at Caesar Rod Podcast and Video on Instagram. And that's where you can see all the clients I work with. You can see examples of what I do. I'm going to just promote myself shamelessly and be like, I do podcast editing, audio and video. I can do the Instagram videos, like the reels with the captions. And then I can help you set up for live streams, all that stuff I can do just by doing this show for 8 years, the Rodriguez show, you know?
Hell yeah. Got the experience.
Got the experience on him.
Yeah. He said, whatever you need. Yeah. Whatever you need. I got it in my briefcase.
Damn.
I'll go to your house.
Got it in the bag.
The bag.
I'll go to your garage. Record that shit.
True. It's true.
We can put that shit out hot tonight.
Likewise, you as well, Mondo. Where they can find you in case they want to book you for DJing and just all your stuff.
Yeah, for sure. You guys can follow me at MVNDOH on Instagram, Mondo Beats on Twitter, all together, one word. And then Mondo at RodriguezShow.com for any DJ services, bro. Even if you guys need like edits or anything like that, just hit me up, man. But book me for your next family gig, man. I mean, you know, I said earlier, I could play some cumbias, some, banda, corridos, whatever you guys need, bro. Some bachata, I got you guys. yeah, for sure. Most importantly, just keep up with the show, man.
If you guys can plug the show where they can watch that at too.
Oh, for sure.
At The Rodriguez Show on Instagram, and then youtube.com/The Rodriguez Show. We have like 700 videos at that point up there. Like,
go through all of them, man. You guys could go through a whole catalog. You guys can be on there like just like you're on TikTok. Just keep going. Just keep going.
And the thing is, like, there's interviews, but then there's like I would say at least 40 videos of Mondo mixing. So if you need unlimited music, they're up there.
Man, that's cool.
It's been about a little over a year now, right?
Year and a half that we've
been doing the live mixes or getting recorded, which is also like super cool because I always go back to that and like listen to see what I can do and like, I could have put this song here and stuff. So yeah, man, super dope. Follow the show for sure.
Hell yeah!
Thank you guys for coming on, man.
Thank you for letting us
having us, bro.
It's been a great experience.
Thank you guys.
We got this back when we're in the office.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This is Hoser.
It's Juma signing.
Thank you.
This is the Juice Podcast. We're out of here.
I was
about to say, I was waiting for Isaac, but I didn't say shit. So it's his fault. Don't even say bye.
Don't even bother.
We're out of here.
Go around the town, up in my way, up my shit. Niggas be making a sound. Niggas don't wish where I'm from. Grind till we making it out. Selling that fish, selling that fish.